The National Center for Health Statistics did a study to see whether or not teen birth statistics are increasing or decreasing, and what they found was that teen birth rates are actually falling, and they're doing so at a very rapid pace. So between 2010 and 2011, teen birth rates fell by 8%. And actually, if you count 2007 to 2011, it decreased by 25%. So less teenagers are getting pregnant. And now it's important to mention the fact that they didn't focus on behavior. They just focused on how many teenagers are getting pregnant. So they can't really pinpoint why this is happening. But even though you can't pinpoint it, I could tell you one big factor, and it's the fact that these teenagers are now having more access to birth control. In fact, some schools in DC now have a Plan B available in the nurse's office. And also doctors are pushing for more long-term types of birth control. So it could be the depot shot, it could be the IUDs that they insert.
People still do IUDs?
Yeah, IUDs are making a big comeback. I know.
I feel like IUDs are so 1970s.
IUDs,
I thought they were gone.
No, they're not gone. I mean, it's the only effective semi-permanent form of birth control, right? Like it lasts 5 years, I believe. I know a lot of people who do it.
That makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways.
Because
right.
Think about how difficult it is to remember the pill, for instance. You got to take it every day around the same time, and a lot of people forget. Then you forget you have to take 2 pills. What if you forget 2 days in a row? Then you screw up your cycle. So especially when it comes to teenagers, it makes more sense to give them, a long-term form of birth control.
Right. Okay. Well, look, I'm glad it's making a comeback because obviously it's part of what's working here. I mean, I'm not having the conversation about whether it's birth control or not. Of course, it's birth control as to why we're having less teen pregnancies, and we know because the proof is in the pudding. People are having almost the same amount of sex. Mm-hmm. So if they're having the same amount of sex and you're getting pregnant less, gee, I wonder what it is.
And it's also much easier to get birth control. For instance, Obama's birth control mandate has already had a huge impact. Teenagers can get the birth control without worrying about a copay. Another thing that Obama did is he made sure that if you're under the age of 21, you don't need to get a pelvic exam prior to getting a prescription for birth control. And it's because before the age of 21, you don't necessarily need a pelvic exam. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know what a pelvic exam is, but
I'm guessing that includes like a pap smear and just making sure that everything is
right. But people are like worried about or bothered by that, so they seem that feels a little more invasive, so they don't do that, and hence they were getting less birth control in the past when it was required.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it turns out somebody's not getting pregnant tonight, and it's because of Obama.
Yeah. Thanks God.